Walk in your trap and take over. Name another bitch that's cold. I just bought a brand new Rover. I don't even drive no more, I got a chauffeur. Took off, man, they asking me to slow up. Getting wiser and my money getting older. I'm that bitch, I ain't even gon' hold you. I'm that bitch, man, I thought that they told you. Pretty bitch with an attitude. 1500 on some fucking shit.
What's good, Cash Babies? Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm back with another tutorial because you guys loved my last tutorial. You got that video to 5k views, so thank you guys so much. So now I'm back with a simple intro tutorial, but now that I'm thinking about it, the intro really isn't that simple, but we'll get into that later. So I don't want to ramble too much, so before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to become a Cash Baby. And yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys what the intro is going to look like. This is the intro. Yeah, so that's the intro that we're going to be creating today, and I'm going to section the intro into 3 parts. So before we get started, I'm going to show you guys all the apps that you're going to be needing, and all of this is going to be free. You don't have to pay for anything, so let's just hop right into it. So the apps that you're going to be using is Instagram, if you want to like search up a picture of the person, or you can just use your own photos. It doesn't really matter. So Instagram, PhotoGrid, CapCut, Filmorago, Vita, Bazaar, Pixart, Fonto, Motion Portrait, Safari, and photos, but you don't really need photos. So the first step that we're going to do is we're going to go to our Instagram and we're going to search up pictures, or no, download pictures off of her Instagram. So the pictures that I chose were these professional pictures that she took. Super cute. And the model that I'm doing is Vadae Zanel. So yeah, hopefully I said her name right. But I use those pictures, and I also use this photo right here. So if you want to recreate, that's what I used. So I also took a screenshot of her Instagram just by I did it with dark mode though, so just turn on dark mode, and I took a screenshot of this Instagram page, and then I also took a screenshot of this part. So I took a screenshot like this. Let me just show you guys, and then I cropped it just to these 9 photos right here, so it should look something like this. So I'm gonna delete that because I already have it, but that's what you want to do for Instagram. So then now that you have your picture saved, we're gonna move on to PhotoGrid, and we're going to choose the photo that we saved, which is right here. Actually, it's this one, and we're gonna crop it because we don't want all of this extra stuff. So what you want to do, you want to tap on it and click crop, and then you're gonna click 16:9. So once you did that, you're gonna just move the picture to how you want to adjust it, because I want her face to be in it, obviously. So then once you're done, you're gonna click the check, and then you see how it's small. We don't want that, we want it to be big. So you're gonna double tap the screen and it should just zoom in. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna save the picture by clicking save, Avi, and then yeah. So the next step that we're gonna do is that we're gonna remove the background from the pictures that we saved. So how do we do this? We're gonna go to Safari, and we're gonna search remove.bg, and then you're gonna click upload, and then photo library, and then you're just going to scroll for the pictures that we use, which is, I use this photo. So once you choose, it's going to just remove it by itself. Super easy. And then once you're done, you're going to click download, and then download once again, and then click this arrow, click downloads, and then it should pop up. So you're just going to click it, and then you can save it to your camera roll. But since I already have it saved, I'm not going to save it. So next step, you're going to remove the background for all the pictures that you want to use. So now once we did all of that, we're going to move on to the app Fonto. And in Fonto, we're just going to create a background. So how do we do this? We're going to click on this plain white square, and then click color. And then I made some customized colors down here. So if you guys want to use them, these are the numbers. So all you have to do is take a screenshot and like type in those letters and numbers, and it should pop up as this color. And in order to do that, you just click the little pencil and just type it in. So I'm gonna use this color, and then I'm also gonna use this color, and the number for it is right here. And then the last color I'm gonna use is this color, and this is the number for it. So once you did that, you're gonna click gradient of the top and make sure the arrow is pointing downwards, which is already pointing downwards. So now we're just gonna change the dimensions of it, and we're gonna click custom and write 1280 by 720. Sorry if my voice is a little raspy, I just woke up. So this is what it should look like. So now we're just gonna save it. Click this, click use, and then click save image. So now finally we can get to putting all of these things together. So now you're gonna click CapCut, where we're gonna make the whole project. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to click the image that we created, and then now you're going to want to click over layer, and then click on the photo that we created, this one. So then now you're just going to zoom it in with your fingers, and then we're going to want to delete this because this is a watermark. Just delete it. And also we're going to make the video 5 seconds long, so as this. So now you're gonna click this, and we're gonna just turn the opacity down so that the picture behind is visible. So we're gonna move it down to 80 because we don't want it too visible, and we also want the picture to show. So it should look something like this. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to save this video, and then we're gonna move on to the app called Vita. So in Vita, we're gonna just add cute effects to this video. So you're gonna click new project, and then you're gonna click on the video that we made, which is right here, and it should look like this. And then now you're gonna click effect, and then click effect again, and then we're gonna move to where it says nature right here. And then you're going to scroll until you see the butterflies, which is right here. It's called butterfly 3. And then it should look like this. So click the check. And now we're going to add another effect, which is under frame. So now you're going to scroll until you see record 5, which is right here. So you're going to click on that, and then click the check again. Make sure it's open all the way. And then you're done. So you're gonna click this arrow over here and then save it. Click export, and it should save. So once you have that, you're gonna move to another app called Bazaar. There's a lot of apps. I'm so sorry, guys. But now you're gonna move to Bazaar, and we're going to add shadow to the image that we cropped out earlier. So you're gonna click this transparent background, and then you're gonna click photos. And then you're going to find the photo, which is right here, I believe. No, this is not it. You're going to find the photo, which is right here. And to add shadow, we're going to scroll until we see the shadow button. And then for the shadow, I just turned it all the way up and then moved the distance behind the girl like this. And it should look like that. And then you're going to save it. So now we're gonna remove the shadow. Just take it off, and then you see how the background is transparent. We're gonna add a green background to make this a green screen. And I think I used this green. Yeah. So now that it's a green screen, we're just gonna move the girl over just to like the left, just so that the watermark is not in the way. So now we're gonna save it. And then I'm going to show you guys how I made her blink. So if you notice, the girl is blinking. So we're going to use the app called Motion Portrait. And then you're going to click it and click library and find the image that we chose with the green. And now this is like low-key like the difficult part. So you're going to have to play around with this app to get it how you want it. But you're just going to click on the girl's eye, and you're just going to adjust it. So how I use this app is this button is to expand the eye, as you can see. This button is to like minimize it, make it smaller. This button is to like open it up, and then this button is to close it. So it just depends on how the person's eye is in the picture. But make sure you have a front face picture. Like, make sure the person is not to the side or anything, like she's facing front, because that's key. So, and also you can move it around just by dragging it. So I'm just gonna play around with this and get it to how I want it. Another tip is that these two buttons are to rotate the eyes. So as you can see, when I click it, it's rotating it, and then if I click the other one, it rotates it back. So those are what those buttons do, if you guys were curious. Okay, so now that we have it how we want it, we're just gonna move the mouth, and like the mouth really isn't that important, but just make sure the 3 little dots are like inside of her mouth, if that makes sense. Like, just line it up to where her mouth starts and then to where it ends. That's all that's for. So then once you have it how you want it, just click OK. And then if you like how it's blinking like this, you're just going to record it by clicking this. Oops, sorry. You see, if you move your hand, it also moves the girl's face, but don't do that. But don't do that. So now that you saved it, like once you click record, it should have a button that says share, then you just save it. So now what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna go out of this, and then we're gonna move back to CapCut, and we're just gonna add the video that we did earlier with the butterflies in the background, and that video is right here. So you're just gonna add it, and then just delete this and delete this. So once you have this, you're just gonna add the green screen video that we made, which is, let me see, because I made a lot of these, so I don't like that one. It's this one. So you're just gonna add it, and then you're gonna want to crop. So you're gonna click edit right here, and then click crop, and you're just gonna like take the watermark out the way. And then now you're just going to remove the background. So to remove it, you're just going to click chroma key, and then click the green and just remove the background. And then I'm just going to turn the shadow up. So it should look like this. And I also forgot to mention the picture that we made with the shadow, which is right here. We're going to add this too, but we're going to add it behind her, behind the video, just to add like some cute shadow to it. So just gonna leave it. So then it should look something like this. Make sure you line up both of them, and then boom. So I'm just gonna open it up all the way, and then the video is too long, so you could just split it and delete the rest of the clip. And then I'm just gonna fix the background just to make sure it's like no green showing. And yeah, so it should look something like this so far. So now that we have this, we're going to add her name, because you obviously have to add her name. So I went to the app Fonto. Hey guys, so I forgot to mention that you're going to need a transparent background. So in order to get one, you're just going to go to PixArt, click the plus sign, scroll all the way down, and so you see the checkered board. You're going to click that color and then click save, and then you're just going to apply it to PixArt, and then write your words on top, and then you'll be all good. And then I just clicked reset. I'm going to delete this, and then I'm going to add her name. So the font that I used to add her name, it's called Elegant. One second. It's called Elegant. If I can find it. Okay, this is the font that I use. So if you want to have the same font, you're just going to click Safari, search up thefont.com, and type in this font and download it. But I'm not going to show you guys how to do that because it's pretty self-explanatory. So this is the font that I use, and the colors that I used. Hold on, I'm just going to fix her name because her name is Vade Zanel on YouTube. So you're just gonna add this and then delete. So it should look like this. And for her name, I did a black name, but I did a black, like the color is black. And for the background, I just did brown. So we're just gonna fix this. 1 second. So for the shadow, I just chose the brown background that we had from before, and just turn down the alpha a little bit to how you want it. So it should look something like this, but I'm just gonna erase all of this. Okay, so this is how her name should look. And if it's hard for you guys to see, I'm just gonna put it back on light mode. So this is how it should look. I'm gonna add a little bit more shadow to the back so it's like noticeable. So boom, this is how I got her name. So you're gonna save that, and then you're gonna go back here and just add her name, which is right here. So once you add her name, it should look something like this. And we're gonna drag her name over here. So we're just gonna let the video play for like about 3 seconds, and then her name should pop up. And we're gonna choose the animation will be an in animation, and it's called shake 1. So you're gonna click shake 1 and drag it for 2 seconds. So it should look like this. Just drag it a little and like that. So this is how the first part of the intro should look like. So now we're going to move on to the second part, and we're going to jump into a different app called Filmorago. But before we do that, we're just going to delete all of this because I already have it saved, and we're just going to use this background right here but without the record. So I did that by going back to Vita and just deleting one of these effects called record 5. So we're just going to keep the butterflies and just remove the record. So make sure you save that. Now we're just going to go to Filmorago, and you're going to want to click new project, and you're going to find the background that we used. I believe it's right here. No, it's not. Okay, this is the background I used. Wait, is it? Yeah. Okay, so this is the background. So what you want to do is you're going to add a photo of her. And the photo that I used was this one. And you're just going to delete the watermark by, you're going to click crop, and you're just going to crop it out the photo like this. And then you're going to zoom it in and make sure she's in the center. And you're going to open it all the way up. So the next step is that you're going to add the pictures from her Instagram that we cropped out earlier. It should look something like this. And if you want to know how I got the shadow, I'm going to show you guys right now. I went to the app Bazaar like I did with her pictures, and I just added shadow to the background. So let me find the picture. So I used this picture, and then I click shadow once again, turn the shadow all the way up, and then move the distance back, and then it should look something like this. So you're gonna save it, and then we're gonna go back here. So now that you have the picture, you're gonna remove the watermark as well, and then once you have it removed, you're just gonna tilt it and move it to her side. Once you do that, open it up all the way, and then you're gonna move her to the front. So it should look something like this right now. And now we're gonna add the iPhone, which I have a tutorial on how I did it, so I'm not gonna put it in this video. So if you want to know how I made this phone, let me show you guys. If you guys want to know how I made this phone right here, just watch my video. I'm gonna link it down below and put it so that you know how to do it. So I also, like, I used the picture that we had from the Instagram. I took a screenshot and I just flipped it like the opposite way. So the reason why I did that was when we added to her video, it should be backwards, because when we remove the background by clicking chroma key, we're also going to rotate it the opposite way. So now that the words are going to be like back normal, if that makes sense. So now that we have it, we're just going to adjust it to how you want it. Like, it's honestly up to you. So I'm just going to, you know, tilt it to how I like it. And then open it up. And it should look like something like this. So now that we have this, we're just gonna move it. We're gonna move her to the front so that she's like in front of the phone, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna crop it, and then so now we're just gonna add some transitions or animations. So the animations that I use for this, it's gonna be click motion, and then you're gonna click, I'm trying to remember. Oh, I use this one, so it's gonna pop up. And I like drag this out because I want it to appear slower. So you see how it's popping up slower now? Not too slow, but not too fast, if that makes sense. So this is how that should look. And then for her, I just used this one, I believe. So she's going to be popping down as the picture pops up. And for the phone, I use, let me just check to double check. For the phone, let me see. Okay, so it was under flip, and I think it was, okay, it's this one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 8th one, I believe, if I'm saying that correct. Yeah, it was the 8th transition. And I'm just gonna crop this a little because I don't want the shadow, because yeah, no. And if you want it to move slower, just click speed and just move it like a little bit over to the left to make it look slower. So it should look something like this. And the next step is that we're gonna go to Safari, and then we're gonna search Instagram text PNG. So this right here. So we're gonna click that, and then we're gonna click images, and we're just gonna save the first images that pop up, add that to photos, and then we're gonna add it to our video. So once you save it, you're gonna add it and open it up all the way, and then we're gonna just put it right on top of her Instagram pictures on the side. So it should look something like that. And the motion that I'm gonna use is just a simple fade in, which is the first one. So it should look something like this, but I'm gonna do it for 3.4 seconds. So it should look something like that. And then for the final step for this part is her name. So her Instagram name is similar to her YouTube name. So we're gonna go back to Fonto, and it's actually Vade Zanai. I don't really know how to say it, but yeah, you're just gonna add the at symbol in the front, and then it should look like this. And then you're gonna do the same thing for this one. So just add the at symbol, put them together, and then delete the EL at the end of her name. And then it should look like this, but we're gonna change the color because I want the color to, let me see. Yeah, I want the color to be the brown that we had before. So we're just gonna do that color. And then I think this is how I had it, but I had the background white. Let me see. style. So the shadow was white. So it should look something like that. Let me just make sure. This shadow, I don't really want this shadow. I just want the white in the background. So it should look something like that. And you're going to save it. Once you save it, we're going to add it to our video. And this is it right here. So you're going to open it up and put it right like in the middle of everything. So we're gonna move it. So I want it to come in at about like 2 seconds, and the animation that I want will be flip, and I want it to I think I used the third one like that. So it should look something like this. Yeah, so once we have this, you're gonna just save it. And now we're gonna move on to the final step, which is super easy. So we're just gonna move back to CapCut, and we're gonna like keep this background that we had, and we're just gonna add a subscribe button. Super simple. So we're just gonna scroll until we find the subscribe button that we like. I'm gonna be using this one. So we're gonna add it. We're gonna just remove the background like we've been doing, clicking chroma key, and then turning down the intensity and the shadow. So it should look like this. And we're just gonna make it smaller because I don't want it this big. I want it to be about this size. And then we're going to turn the opacity down to about 75. So it should look something like this. And let me just fix the shadow because I don't want too much shadow in this. So it should look something like this. And that's the last part. So now we're going to put all the clips together. So what you want to do, you want to click on new project. So these are the 3 clips that I used. And you're just going to crop them to how long you want them, because some of them are a little too long. See, like, you know, you're just gonna crop it. So split, delete, and then yeah. So make sure you delete the watermark at the end, and then it should be something like this. So the transitions that we use in between, I used for the first one, it's under effect, and it's called glow burst for 1 second. I did it for 1 second. And then the second one is called, it's under effects as well, and it's called glare 2, and I also did that for about 1 second. So the final result should look something like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was super helpful. If you have any questions on how I did something, don't be afraid to comment down below, and I'll get right back to you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and comment down below any other tutorials you want to see from me. And yeah, so I'm out. Bye.
Walk in your trap and take over. Name another bitch that's cold. I just bought a brand new Rover. I don't even drive no more. I got a chauffeur. Took off many.